Ever since the truck came out in the early 1900s, invented by Ford, trucks have gotten more luxurious, more capable, and more comfortable, both on the road and off the road. Today we're going to look at my personal 2017 Nissan Frontier. For a little overview, the Nissan Frontier was brought to America back in 1997. This generation was made from 2005 all the way up until 2021 when they redesigned it in 2022. They also updated the engine back in 2020. This is a 2017 model. Let's look inside. So under the hood of this Frontier, we have the 4-liter V6, naturally aspirated. As more and more trucks are going to turbocharging, especially in the midsize market, only has turbocharged 4 cylinders, except for Nissan. This has a 4.0 V6, naturally aspirated, with 261 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. Mated to a 5-speed automatic transmission, which is what this has, or you could get an optional 6-speed manual. So this Frontier that I have has every single option that was ever offered from the factory. It has the Pro 4X package, which includes a rear locking differential, 4-wheel drive, and all-terrain tires. I added these all-terrain tires as well as aftermarket wheels from Nismo. It also boasts the roof rack, step rails, and if you come into the interior, we have all leather. Now the configuration for the Pro 4X was offered in either a king cab with it cut in half and a 6-foot bed, not offered with the leather package, or you could get the package that I have, which is a crew cab with a 5-foot bed. And then I added this tonneau cover on top of it. As we come inside the Frontier, you can see it's a very nice interior. We have a Rockford Fosgate sound system, navigation, Bluetooth, CD player, and aux, as well as instrument cluster. It has your 4-wheel drive indicator. This is the 4-wheel drive switch. You can switch it into 4-high. It shows up on there. Now it is in. I could show you 4-low, but I'm not going to. I'll put it back into 2-wheel drive. Has rear backup sensors. You can turn them off by hitting that button. Traction control off. This is how you lock your rear differential, which makes it so that the rear wheels turn at the very same speed no matter what. You have your little compass and temperature up here in the mirror, which is always nice to have, especially in Arizona. I know when I have to crank up the AC, which full auto AC, recirculation, and dual climate abilities. As you come around to the back here, you have folding rear seats. This is my subwoofer. You can fold up both of the seats in case you want to put a dog or a mountain lion back here. And you have a nice cargo area. I have my tie-down straps back here. Carpeted floor mats. I added the aftermarket all-season floor mats. You can put them down for a nice load floor or seats, whichever you choose. This model also has the optional sunroof. Like I said, I left no option out. As you can see, you have the nice view of the roof rack, and we'll go ahead and close it. Nice, easygoing sunroof. It also has the ability to go up. It also has an opening rear window, opens and closes, like so. It is manually operated. All right, and now we begin our driving portion of the Nissan Frontier. So, how does it drive? Well, like a truck. It drives very rough. You can feel every bump, which personally I love about trucks. Maybe not everyone would like that. I don't know. But right here, we're on this country back road a little bit in the outskirts of Glendale, Arizona, and just cruising at just under 50 miles an hour. It turns reasonably well for a truck. It's by no means a decent handling vehicle. It's a truck, has play in the steering, but it handles like you would expect for a truck. My favorite thing about this truck, personally, is the gas pedal is very touchy. If you want it to go, it moves in first gear. It's by no means a fast vehicle, but it gets up and goes into traffic. It has the most feeling in the gas pedal out of every truck I have ever driven, and I have driven all the mid-size trucks except for the Jeep Gladiator. The Tacoma wasn't like this, the Ford Ranger, Chevrolet Colorado, although that was more on this level. Especially with a turbocharged 4-cylinder, you're just not going to get that instantaneous power like you can out of a bigger engine that's naturally aspirated. It's just not going to happen unless you can perfectly tune the turbos, but Nissan just doesn't deal with it at all. All right, so we're merging onto the freeway here. I'm going to floor it. It gets up and goes, no problem. This truck is an excellent cruiser. I've taken this on a couple road trips. It has no problem holding, 80 miles an hour. That actually is the speed limit up in Utah, where sometimes I go on road trips. Has no problem holding that speed. It holds it at a decent RPM, so you're not revving it out like some smaller cars with 4 cylinders. The other benefit to this truck is it can tow 6,400 pounds. So if you need to tow a boat to the lake or ATVs, which is what I use it for, this truck is up to the task. I've also had this truck in various off-road situations, which it handles very well. With the all-terrain tires that I put on it, which it comes standard with all-terrain tires, just not BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires like I put on. It also comes standard with 16-inch wheels. Alright, so let's talk pricing for this vehicle. So being that this is a used vehicle, and depending on the market that you're buying in, nice examples like this one you can find in the high $20,000 range, maybe low 30s if you can find one with low miles. You can find Pro 4X's in the low $20,000 range, maybe even in the high teens if you don't want leather seats and high miles. But you can get an SV, which is a standard version Frontier, in 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. You can find those all day long, at least here in Phoenix, Arizona, for roughly about 15 grand, give or take, depending on mileage. New Frontiers, if you want a brand new Pro 4X, highly optioned out, you're going to be in the $50,000 range. If you want, you can find a new Frontier with no options on it for roughly in the high 20s and 30s and low 30s. As far as fuel economy goes, it's not amazing, even for a truck. I get about 15 miles a gallon in the city and 21 on the highway, and that is just EPA rating. Now, I do have a small lift on the front and a little bit bigger wheels and tires, so that's going to impact it a little bit. So realistically, I probably get 14 city and maybe like 19 highway. I've never actually officially measured it, but that is the rating for this truck. As we're going up this hill here, you can see how it handles. I'm gonna rev it up here. Like we're actually speeding up, going up a hill. You can't really tell that on camera, but it has plenty of power, plenty of passing power for a truck. It's not going to break any speed records unless you're racing a snail, but it is a decently powered truck for what it is. Hope you enjoyed my thorough tour of my personal 2017 Nissan Frontier. Thanks for watching. You'll see me in the next one.